Known for its iron ore operations, Karratha is the gateway to the marine life-rich Dampier archipelago, one of Australia's best-kept fishing, snorkelling and diving secrets, including Karratha's 4 billion-year-old adventure playground, Millstream's Chichester National Park and Hearson's Cove, where you can witness the staircase to the moon between April and October. Home to the ancient Yaburara people and their legacy, Dampier has established itself as a major shipping port with massive export facilities featuring a mammoth port, immense stockpiles of salt and iron ore, and epic 2.3 kilometre trains. The famous Pilbara Wanderer Red Dogs statue stands guard over the town. I'm Jack Moore. Welcome to the Windy Ridge Oval at the Esplanade, a 2-minute walk from the Dampier foreshore and a short 15-minute drive from Karratha. We are seaside at Dampier Sports Club for an exciting night of North Pilbara Grand Final football. Just over 1,500 kilometres from Perth and 850 kilometres from Broome, the North Pilbara Football League is one of the most isolated in Australia. The two clubs closest in distance in the NPFL, separated by only 20 kilometres, have booked their place in all three grand finals. For a league which spans the 300-kilometre distance between Port Hedland and Karratha, it is a truly remarkable achievement for the Dampier Sharks and Karratha Cats to have qualified for all three grand finals in 2023. Thanks to Mineral Resources, live, free and exclusive on Filming Footy, this is the grand final of the North Pilbara Football League. The women, earlier in the afternoon, Karratha Cats took home the flag, and we've just seen Dampier Sharks go back-to-back in the men's reserves. It reached 31 degrees today, but with a cool change sweeping through, it means that we will be treated to a Saturday night spectacle in perfect conditions under lights as daytime fades into dusk. Across the 44 seasons of the North Pilbara Football League, Karratha Cats are the most successful team with 12 premierships. However, they haven't won one since 2018. Dampier have been the dominant force in recent times as they look to go back-to-back tonight in men's senior football, having tasted glory in 2021 and 2022. Can they make it 3 on the trot? If successful, they will join the Cats as well as the Karratha Falcons and Port Hedland Rovers as the only teams to have won 3 in a row and take one step closer to matching South Hedland's feat of 5 premierships in a row between 92 and 96. Still time to make it down to Windy Ridge Oval, but it's standing room only as the ships come in and the beautiful, still idyllic waters greet us with the palm trees here bayside. The main event promises so much as we have a rematch of the gripping 2022 NPL Grand Final where the final margin was 1 point. Both teams had a dominating 2023, separated by 1 win with only 3 losses between them. Dampier have the home ground advantage and defeated Karratha here by 3 points in round 9. Nothing could separate these two teams in a round 4 draw, but Dampier will have deserved confidence, having gotten the better of the Cats by 40 points in round 15 and by the same margin in the qualifying final. So what game will we see today? Captain James Rhodes, Coach of the Year Stephen Dodd, and De Grey medalist League Best and Fairest Nathan Bravington lead the Sharks as Captain Ethan Sorrell and Coach Shane White lead the Cats. This game is littered with stars, including gun forwards, Dampier's Guy Langdon, 2023 league-leading goal kicker with 61, and ex-Collingwood star Karratha's Jackson Ramsey, second in the goal-kicking charts with 53 goals, as well as players with a wealth of WAFL, country Western Australia and representative experience. Who will emerge victorious? Our umpires and men in green who have the privilege of umpiring the decider in the field: John Cox, Brad Reeve and Scott Buckingham. Emergency field umpire Ian Menck. On the boundary, Kobe Moore, George Millwood, Brody McLean and Angus Schultz. With the flags, our goal umpires Buddy Hunter and Harley Kemp-Ginn. Once again, this is Jack Moore in commentary with all the vision you're seeing coming from filming footy director himself, John Douglas, who is at the ground alongside me to bring you this enticing fixture and one of the games that is most penciled in on the WA country footy calendar before the season even begins. The dogs, the kids, the fans, the coaching staff and most importantly the players are here, and we are in readiness as nighttime falls. Wherever you may be watching around the country, around the world on Filming Footy here on YouTube, it's live, exclusive and free. This is the main event. The men's senior grand final in the North Pilbara Football League for 2023. A warm afternoon has given way to a beautiful evening, and Windy Ridge Oval is the perfect venue, packed with an excited, expectant crowd. Not much longer to wait now until the first bounce. A look towards the 2023 ladder in the MPFL Men's League, and Dampier Sharks 13 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw to sit atop the rest of the 5 teams in this 6-team league with a percentage of 276%. Karratha Cats second, 12 wins, 2 losses and 1 draw with a percentage of 221%. Wickham third with 32 points. Karratha fourth, 24 points. South Hedland fifth, 20 points. And Port Hedland winless. These two teams really are the cream of the crop in the North Pilbara Football League in season 2023. As the cars and the fans pile in, there can only be one victor at the end of these 4 quarters. And as I mentioned, these two teams unable to be split earlier this season in that famous draw. In the first week of the finals here at Windy Ridge, it was Dampier by 40, so they will come in with deserved confidence. An idyllic, picturesque setting. If you've never been to these parts of the world, put it on your bucket list now. It might just be a mining town in the hearts and brains of many, but it is anything but. There is plenty to do around Karratha, up the road in Port Hedland, and here at Dampier. Pop yourself on the boundary in your minds and turn it up loud at home, because on Filming Footy, this is the best seat in the house. Let's take a look at the teams for this decider. Dampier Sharks, number 1, Ben Crouch. Number 2, Benjamin Walton. Number 3, Ryan Hawke. Number 4, the captain, James Rhodes. Number 5, the vice-captain, Reece Stewart. Number 6, Jack Cronin. Number 7, Leroy McCauley. Number 8, Lance Junjeen. Number 9, Michael Hopkins. Number 10, Adam Diamond. Number 11, Ricky Carey. Number 12, the other vice-captain, Guy Langdon. and 62 goals in 14 games for Guy Langdon, one to watch. Number 13, Aaron Victor. Number 14, Jordan Buckalow. Number 15, Joel Bartlam. Number 16, Colin Skeen. Number 17, Jonty Gray. Number 18, Maver Walker. Number 19, Keenan Waterbury. Number 21, Arthur Ramirez. Number 22, Brennan Stewart. Number 23, Chris Baker. The Coach of the Year for Dampier Sharks, Stephen Dodd, and the Assistant Coach, Gavin O'Brien. For the Karratha Cats, number 1, their captain, Ethan Surrell. Number 2, Nathan Bravington, the league best and fairest. Number 4, Jackson Ramsey. Number 5, Luke Pearson. Number 6, Xavier Durkay. Number 9, Liam Smith. Number 11, Fraser Palmer. Number 12, Harvey Golding. Number 13, Kyle Wildman. Number 14, Ruben Crunny. Number 18, Reese Owen. Number 20, Mitchell Salmeri. Number 22, Jed White. Number 23, Mitchell McGiven. Number 24, Ethan Steerett. Number 25, Jake Schleicher. Number 30, Ben Cullerton. Number 33, Corby Wellington. Number 35, Daniel Farmer. Number 40, Harrison Crossley. Number 42, Jordan Shand. Number 65, Matthew Tam. And their coach, Shane White. We're about to head down to ground level for the ceremony prior to this men's grand final. Singing our national anthem will be Sarah Owen. And the coin toss conducted by the umpires and Leon Monaghan. Let's head to ground level for our official ceremony.
I begin today by acknowledging the Nullah people, the traditional custodians of this land in which we meet today, and pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. I extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Hi, Chelsea.
So our two captains coming in to toss the coin with lead umpire. And it looks like the Karratha Cats have the first win of the day on the board. Ethan Surrell winning the toss and kicking to the left of screen. Beautiful rendition of the national anthem by Sarah Owen. Leon tossing the coin.
Are you the timekeeper? Is anyone from the Cats? Just you? Just you.
Scott Buckingham, the umpire of the year, will lead John Cox and Brad Reeve in the field. Kobe Moore, George Millwood, Brody McLean, Angus Schultz on the boundary. Buddy Hunter and Harley Kempkin are your umpires. I am Jack Moore on Filming Footy. This is the men's grand final in the North Pilbara Football League for 2023.
Fucking no one's going to even bring it back for me.
Go, Walsh!
The old one. This is one.
Get ready!
Come on, boys. All right.
About to go, we are all in readiness for what promises to be an epic decider. This time last year, a 1-point game. Who will stand across from our commentary position as Premiership champions in a little over 2 hours from now. The umpire throws it up and away we go. The grand final is underway as dusk greets us at Windy Ridge. Making it his own quickly. Inside 50, the first one of the night. Going the way of the Sharks, repelling quickly the Cats. Back into a dangerous position. First there is Durkay. Met solidly, but didn't have the footy. Advantage taken. Players stopped. Umpires blowing his whistle again. A bit of common sense umpiring. Really well done and well umpired. Back the way of Xavier Durkay, 37 games for Gosnells. As he sends it long and a first intercept mark in the back six of Karratha up and running for the grand final.
Yeah, Cronin!
Booming thud of a boot, you could hear it from here. There's Cronin. Handballs aplenty as they share it amongst themselves. Kick backwards from Waterbury, just off target. Lovely shepherd laid by Hopkins. Allowed Macaulay to get it within his grasp. Mark dropped by Stewart, bumped off the footy. In waves they run again, Crouch. Nicely done, Cronin. Couple of touches in the space of a few seconds. Gets it back. Inside 50. Karratha playing in front. Umpire says play on. It's come the way of Victor. All the way to the goal line, but touched through on the line. Nicely done. Right place, right time. Ben Cullerton. One of many players who represented the NPFL in winning the Division 3 flag at country championship level. He's played on and given it straight up to Crouch. A Karratha Cats junior Crouch in the yellow and gold this evening. Through hands and the handball comes out from Macaulay. Put the head down, wanted the free kick, umpire said no. Walton finds Langdon, the vice captain. He turns it straight over to Schleicher. 103 games of waffle experience for East Fremantle. Jake Schleicher. His kick across ground arrives right on time for the captain, Ethan Surrell. 170 games for the Cats. A leader by name and by nature. Palmer's kick is off target. Sharks with that solitary behind on the Mineral Resources scoreboard. Filming Footy, live, free and exclusive. Jack Moore bringing you the North Pilbara Football League Men's Senior Grand Final on this picturesque Saturday evening at Windy Ridge. Dampier Sports Club is the host. Still time to come on down, entry is free. The ball up, players think it's a throw-in, but the field umpire has his hand in the air. He'll throw it up for our ruckman to do battle. Guy Langdon in the ruck to begin this game. The only player out there to represent WA country against South Australia country this season.
Really good
62 goals in 14 games for Guy Langdon. The Sharks the true trump card of the grand final. In the ruck is where he starts his evening. Down to Crouch, but the Cats win it after that. Coming out to meet it, Crossley spins around the body, they get caught up.
Keep going, Johnson!
It's a sprint race after that. Gray got there first, his hair arrived second. Short little nibbling kick, but it fell the way of Rhodes, the captain, who arrived, knew he couldn't mark it, and rather smartly dropped down to all fours, knowing that Rhys Owen was hammer and tong behind him. Couldn't afford to fall on his back, but he fell across the shoulder. So play on from the free kick. Gee, a bit of nifty footwork from the ruckman, Ethan Stirrett. Good start for him in the ruck. As we see the Dampier Sports Club, the green and gold balloons, the fans are in force. There were some here as early as 6 a.m. this morning setting up their chairs.
Go Bakesy, go Bakesy,
Ambulance on hand in the background, the police vehicle as well. As nighttime falls across the Dampier archipelago, where in the world would you rather be? The 2023 North Pilbara Football League Men's Grand Final, goalless. And the umpire will ball it up on the edge of the 50-metre arc. Plenty of names to watch. We've touched on Guy Langdon for the Sharks, James Rhodes, Reece Stewart, their leaders, Ethan Surrell, the leader and captain for the Cats. Beautiful tackle. Play will come back, holding the ball. Karratha will have their first meaningful inside 50 opportunity now. Tackle from Rhys Owen. And the follow-up from Harrison Crossley. He kicked 3 goals against Dampier in their qualifying final loss. A stalwart for Malawala in the Murray League in New South Wales. 163 goals in 215 games, Harrison Crossley. On the border near Albury. Finds himself a long way from there now, up here in the North Pilbara. 1,500 kilometres from Perth, 850 kilometres from Broome. Beautiful part of the world. Smith, clearing kick inside forward 50. Do we see our first goal of the grand final? Not yet. Escorted out and rather bumped and pushed across the white line, Michael Hopkins. 3 goals of his own in that qualifying final win against the Cats. They won that by 40. 21 goals in 16 games for Hopkins. Another one to watch. They call him Hoppy. The Cats get the clearance. Pearson air raids it towards goal. And Hop's giving a jump over the young fan in the front row.
One down the line.
Doesn't look to be any injury there for the young girl.
Out across.
She found herself in the line of fright as a Sharks forward came. No way. It was Jonty Gray, 84th game for Dampier. He takes his position in the ruck alongside Matthew Tam. Tam kicked 5 goals in the prelim against Wickham to book the Cats ticket to the big dance. And the Cats are on the board first in the grand final. Crossley pumps the fist, the experienced veteran. Puts his name in the goal kicker's sheet to begin this one. And that'll just calm a few nerves for those in the blue and white. Cats on the board, 1 goal straight. 5-point lead, Sharks 1 behind. Mineral Resources scoreboard. Live free and exclusive. Filming footy. North Pilbara Football League Men's Grand Final 2023. The ball just eludes Langdon, who looked to go after it with a strong tackle, and an out-of-zone free kick for an umpire who had his eyes on the 2 ruckmen. But the ball went clear, the umpire in control, blindsided. Free kick given away of Karratha. And the kick on the 45, this is Luke Pearson. 76 games for Dal Willenoo. Try saying that 5 times fast. Trying to bust his way through traffic Wellington. Couldn't quite do so. And a lateral kick and a clearing kick. And watch this man if you can. He's the speed of light. Lance Jungjin. He picks himself up and shares it with his brother. Lovely mark taken. One left in there after the mark. And he's giving him a few words to go on with. Joel Bartlett, he's not one to stay down unless he really copped it, and he did. 53 games for Bartlett. He took the mark and dealt with afterwards. And that's lit the flame, and the spark has been well and truly cast. Umpire going for the sock. We could see a send-off here in the grand final. Spot fires everywhere, to coin a famous term. Someone's been sent off, not quite sure who. Yellow card affected. There might be one from both sides going for a short break. Looks like there will be.
Jolly, stay, Jolly, back.
So a 10-minute rest in the sin bin, and pretty good umpiring, you have to say, to sort it out. 50-metre penalty will be the result from the initial free kick and infringement. Both sides just down a player. Those players can be replaced. As Bartlett has had time to rest, but he couldn't take his kick. It was Walker who stepped up, fed it towards his forward, but Hopkins couldn't take the mark and went on again. The scrap resumes. Both sets of players ready and willing. And the umpire has to be right on the scene to ensure nothing else takes place after that contest. Here's Aaron Vitka. He's got a man riding solo in Mava Walker, going all the way across the face of goal. And a beautiful mark taken. Get the bodywork early. Got rid of the direct opponent, and Ricky Carey, they call him Pickle Rick, takes the mark in what looks to be a Dampier Sharks contingent of fans in that far pocket of Dampier Sports Club. Tight defensive tussle. Can Ricky Carey get the Sharks on the board meaningfully? Crowd go nuts, but they haven't realised it's been touched. A hand on the footy as he kicked it. It went pretty much at post height, not before it was touched by a Cats defender. So 2 behinds, lead at 4 points. Sharks look to repel and come straight back over the Cats. It's a one-on-one race, and winning it is Ramsey. Jackson Ramsey. You may find that name familiar. Rhodes, the captain, beat him to it on that occasion, but Jackson Ramsey, the 4th for Karratha, experience, and played 17 games at AFL level for Collingwood. 53 goals in 16 games this season for Jackson Ramsey, but 0 goals in his last 3 games against Dampier. So a real trump card for Karratha, but toothless against Dampier the last 3 times he's faced them. He'll have a point to prove tonight for former Magpie Ramsey. But running it off half back, the Sharks. Not stopping for no one. Cats share it amongst themselves. Could have cleaned him up, but didn't. Smartly done. Didn't want to find himself in the sin bin. Already had 2 yellow cards in this one. Umpires have been right on top of them. Free kick's been paid. Advantage taken. Got the handball away at the last seconds. But it was too late. The tackle came in from Mava Walker. 26 games with Swan District in the waffle. And a Karratha Junior on the other side of the coin. A couple of those playing for Dampier this evening. And they share it round. They're so good at this tempo footy. Cronin. 100 games, 35 goals. He'll get it back. Kick didn't go 15 initially to Hopkins. Small forwards wait at ground level, and one over the shoulder in the crunch of it all, and taken without it was Crouch. Threw his arms out to make sure the umpire saw, and that's a really smart kick. Intelligence from Crouch to find Stewart, and they're going all around the Cape before they found the one inside 50. Eyes up just to make sure there wasn't another option. This is Skeen, Colin Skeen, 35th game for Dampier this afternoon, or could I say now evening. The lights taking full effect. It's a glorious Saturday night of grand final football. Skeen from 40, it's a pretty terrible looking kick, all the way to the goal line, arriving just a second too late. Lance Junjean, he was there, he was going to make it his. But it had just trickled over the goal line for a rush behind. Karratha waste no time, bring it in from fullback. Hands up White, another member of that NPFL Division 3 winning side in representative football in the country championships. A number of players out here who played in that team, turned over. You don't want to give it back to Karratha. Weaving his way through, Crunny. He kicked it straight down the throat of a Sharks defender like he was a leading forward. Reuben Crunny, North Fremantle, 107 games. You would have expected a bit better from a man of his experience in the Perth Football League and around the traps, and taken down with a strong tackle, Ethan Steerett. Well done by Chris Baker. Umpire will go to work. It's locked inside forward 50 for the time being. Bent over it. He went in and he copped one high. Probably wasn't really a free kick, but he fell backwards like a boxer against the ropes. Jed White picks himself up, puts his hands up, says I'm good to go for this ruck contest. Just keep an eye on him in the next few moments. Campbell out of trouble. It could get right back into trouble.
Spread.
Fortunately for the Sharks.
Yeah, there's no water running.
Free kick, and this is Owen. 132 games, 135 goals combined for Tigers in the lower Southern Football League in the Augusta Margaret River team. He's been everywhere, man. That's not a few of these players. He shook the hips. And Shakira said those hips don't lie. The clearing kick out to find Macaulay. His kick is ill-advised, kicking it in the midst of Cats. There's about 4-on-1. He'd love to have his time again. Picked up, taken, no prior. Ball up, Sharks. Yet to hit the goal column. It's been a tough, tense and tight affair in this opening term. Mineral Resources, a major sponsor on Filming Footy, live, free and exclusive. It's Jack Moore, the North Pilbara Football League. Men's Grand Final for 2023. It's living up to the expectations so far. Both these teams not giving an inch. Strong leading option here on the wing, and away is Macaulay. Wastes no time, but he burns it. Straight out of bounds on the full. Turned over for the Cats. They'll bring it straight back into the middle of the ground. They like to do this instead of going down the boundary. It's going to be off hands, and the handball is nice. It's going to be effective. Schleicher looking towards forward 50 and coming out to mark it strongly. That's Jackson Ramsey. 53 goals in 16 games. But 0 in his last 3 against Dampier. What a start this would be for the former Collingwood player. Jackson Ramsey to get it back on his terms. He'll kick from just on 50 though. Not a formality by any means. He's been pushed the man of the mark on the 50. So he's going to have to give it everything he does. And whatever he's got going for the extra distance, he lost in ways of accuracy. Hung it out to the right hand side. Out of bounds on the full. They can't buy a second goal, the Cats. As the Sharks come away with it now. Strongly picked up, just below his bootlaces. Trying to spin through, but he had the elbow dug into him, but he went in back in for seconds. I say Cranny. Beautifully done. He got beaten the first time, but he wasn't to be denied. He jumps back in for a second bite. Umpire has it, throws it up. Hopkins throws it on his boot. It went further higher than it did long. Ineffective by all sense of the word. Ramsey, handball up the back. He was tackled, taken, and he didn't get boot to ball. Beautiful tackle. Jordan Buckalow. 154 games and 93 goals for High Wycombe for Jordan Buckalow in the 14. Dampier take it across the flank. Half back flank. Windy Ridge, ball smothered. The kick could have been better. He invited the pressure and spun 360, but the umpire gave him plenty of time to handle. And lucky for Benji Walton.
Next one, Benny! Next one, Conan in there, bro!
Boundary umpire to throw it in on what has become a beautiful evening for football. It's dry, and the best team on the night will take home the crown this evening. Make no mistake about that. And that's just a mark that happens when you have the best touch in footy. And this man has got a medal in his cabinet to prove that in season 2023 there was no better. Nathan Bravington, the De Grey medalist and league best and fairest, line up on the tightest of angles to put a bit of space between them and the Sharks. He's smashed it right into that goalpost. The closest they've gone to a second goal. Nathan Bravington not far away. Beautiful mark. Couldn't put his name on the goal kicker sheet. It's been mistakes and little errors by foot which have given opportunity for both teams to get on the scoreboard. Yet to hit in the goal tally. The Sharks Cats have one of their own. Bit of body work, but too much. Leroy McCauley hangs the head back. Give the ball back, my son. Otherwise the umpire's going to ping you 50. Gave it back to Crossley. Just in time, he set sail for home. Crossley, because there was no one in blue. So he was going for goal. 3 against Dampier in the qualifying final. I guess you wouldn't excuse him what he was trying to do. But meanwhile, Crouch hung it on the head. His intended target, last young game. He left him with no chance. It's going to be a turnover. It's been back and forth footy. McCauley repels it out of D50, but closing. He might still complete the mark. Once, twice, 3 times. Is not a charm. Bartland jogs back. Good pressure brought by Cranny. Stop Bartland. Call him tiny, a bit of an oxymoron. He's a big fella. He jogs back and takes his place in the ruck. Handball down, and that's a nice little nibbling kick outside. It's going to either go out of bounds or be a Dampier Sharks clearance. So they'll take that, the boys in green and gold. For a home deck, the crowd is pretty 50-50. You'll hear it from both sets of supporters when they thump it between the big sticks this evening. Make no mistake.
Come on, return!
Jack Moore with you on the call. A tight first quarter. A bit of an arm wrestle. And that's a punch and a half. Jed White got it towards the waiting ruckman. Inside forward 50, but it was one down. Ball smothered. Red lights going off everywhere. Reece Owen takes one step left and right. Put it towards goal. Perhaps the Shepherd would have been better. And touched through another behind to add to Karratha's tally. They're peppering the scoreboard. Will it come back to bite them? They're holding up nicely, but getting to the front, taking an uncontested mark. Waterbury wants it. He's about 40 metres away on the lateral. The kick would involve plenty of risks. The less risky option is to go straight down the line. They spoil themselves, the Cats markers. Eventually it's one. Kick straight back towards their forward 50. Repelled by Cronin. Mark taken, Benji Walton. Another member of the NPFL 2023 Division 3 Grand Final representative team. In front of the scoreboard, the Mineral Resources scoreboard. The Sharks take it and push inside 50. Edging towards quarter time and still yet to put a goal on the board, the Sharks. Hasn't really been down their end at all. It's been all Cats. In the ruck, what can Kerry do? He's up against White. At the back, he forgot to take the football with him before he stepped through, but he went back and he got it, put it on the boot. Got both hands to it. Big spoil, big golden fist coming over the back. It's still in a dangerous area for the Cats. Can they clear? They managed to get it clear just in the nick of time. The arm wrestle, will we see it continue in the second quarter? As nighttime falls, Windy Ridge Oval, is there anywhere in the world that you'd rather be right now for the North Pilbara Football League Grand Final? I know I wouldn't. Jack Moore in commentary, John Douglas bringing you all the images. Live, exclusive, free on Filming Footy. 1 quarter in the books. It's been a bit of an arm wrestle, but at the first change, Karratha Cats 1-2-8. Dampier Sharks 3 behind. Cats by 5. The North Pilbara Footy League Men's Grand Final of 2023. Ready to go, second quarter. And we're underway. A tight tussle in the opening. First term, 1 goal to the Cats, 8. 3 behind the Sharks. This is a game delicately poised. As the Cats move it forward, big spoil coming in over the back and winning it nicely at ground level. Stewart came in, the vice-captain. Free kick going the way of the Sharks. Circling in packs. In that first quarter, defensive effort strong. And both teams stayed in their huddles for an equal amount of time. It was a real nice effort. And linking up strongly, if you don't mind. Just coming away. Moving it down. We apologise for our technical difficulties. We're working hard to fix this and we'll be back up and running in a matter of no time. Stay with us on Filming Footy. And we're back live, and you've just missed an incident here as a Karratha Cats player is quite dazed and coming from the field. It's Jed White. Let's hope the medical staff and team are all over him and trying to keep him well and safe on the boundary line. But the play goes on the outer side of the ground. Umpire puts the whistle to mouth and allows them to play. Here's Palmer. 164 games for the Cats. Back to Cullerton. 94 games for the University in the Perth Football League. And another member of that MPFL Div 3 winning side in a rep footy this season. Flurry of handballs and just skirting with the boundary line. Sharks think it went over. Umpire's whistle went. It's been brought back for a free kick going the way of Crouch. Chance to breathe. The short kick wasn't on. Chopped out. The mark was uncontested for a split second. It was closed down beautifully. The bounce of the ball might bring the Sharks undone. Put the arm out. Said, don't argue. Got the handball just in time. The whistle went to the mouth of the umpire. And coming in to meet it and met high. Sharks just caught on the back foot in the opening parlance in this second term. Clearing towards the outer side with some short possession footy. Real chance to possess the ball. G. Ragdolled out of the way. He picks himself up, Ethan Surrell, the captain, and says, give me the footy. That's my free kick. I want to send us deep inside forward 50. Gets it now. They fly up and they almost mark it and they almost brought it down. Gee, that would have been a contested mark for the ages. A mineral resources hanger. Back in the middle of the ground and looking to clear. He put his head down to try to get out of the Ruben Cranny tackle, but he couldn't. Cranny won it back. A flurry of handball back with Surrell. He bit off way more than he could chew. Captured and gone. Sharks look to go and go quickly. Put the Dirty Dancing shoes on and one step left, one step right over the head. Losing his footing, but chasing back after it is Stewart. He's dragged down, and it should be his free kick. It is, and just wants to go on with it slightly. Umpire right on the scene. So 60 out. Man on the mark, just on the 50. It'll be a really tough kick for Brennan Stewart. Smart play, perhaps, to put it straight to the edge of the goal square, but he pins the ears back and he goes for goals, and it was always narrow and a real small chance of being successful, but he backed himself in. 20 goals, 11 games. They call him Monkey at Dampier. 106 games in total for the Sharks. 91 goals. We're working hard to re-establish our sound, but the pictures you can see are live action. North Pilbara Grand Final, and all of a sudden the ball is almost inside the forward 50 for the Cats. It went end to end, just like that. Mark has been taken, and the umpire's called play on. It was a downfield free kick, so advantage. Turned over, Luke Pearson. Middle of the ground, the kick had to be perfect. It arrived just on time. Harden his mouth for a split second, steer it down the line, strong hands. This is Kyle Wildman. He's played 18 games. 18 goals, mind you, in 13 games for Karratha. A journeyman. He's played for Cal, Jamestown, Pinaroo, and Westminster Old Collegians. That's a bullet pass inside forward 50. Really strong option coming to meet it. Out in front, picks himself up, just gives the calves a bit of a stretch. Had to get down nice and low to complete the mark, but did it with poise. Daniel Farmer, 141 goals in 69 games. He is a goal machine. 36 goals in 15 games in 2023 on a 45-degree angle, but he'll kick from just on 40. He sends it into the night sky, and it comes down with a bit of moon dust on it. And the Karratha Cats have their goal, and they just pull ahead. Isn't he pumped up? He gave it all he had in the locker. Danny Farmer, 3 goals in the prelim against Wickham to get the Cats to this Saturday night football date with the Sharks. And he's added the Cats' second goal. It's been a long time coming. Sharks yet to kick a goal in this grand final. We're about a third of the way through the second quarter. 14 plays 4. It's a low-scoring, tense affair. Re-established our sound connection just in time. As the crowd continues to pile in, the cars are arriving en masse. A crowd expected of about 3,000. Gee, I think we'll go higher than that. It's been a beautiful afternoon. The women kicked us off. Karratha premiers. Sharks getting the job done in domination, domineering fashion in their reserves with a second half onslaught. It's all to play for here. Low scoring affairs mean a 5-minute patch either way, and the grand final just tilts on a knife's edge. Tapping it towards Skeen. He backs up. He's off. The ball wouldn't behave, but he gets it back. And they're away in their riding shotgun. This could be a walk-in goal for their first of the afternoon. The umpires just blowing the whistle. It's a down-the-ground free kick. It stops the fast break, but it will be a Sharks shot on goal. Wondered why there was no immediate pressure from the Cats. It's because they'd all realised the umpire's whistle had gone. This is a golden opportunity, a gilt-edged chance. In a grand final, you don't want to be goalless as a team for too long. And we're already halfway through this second quarter. The Sharks remain goalless. Coach of the Year, Stephen Dodd. He's got a few issues to solve here. Guy Langdon, his sharpshooter and dead-eye in front of goals, has been kept pretty much possessionless inside forward 50. Karratha back 6, holding up beautifully. If I was to tell you that a team with the league-leading goal kicker in the grand final is goalless approaching half-time, you wouldn't believe me. But a chance to break the deadlock now. Junjeen touched off the boot. Oh, they're peppering. Doing it in points. Adding behinds to their tally, not adding goals. Only so long you can hold the tidal wave at bay. But the Cats, for their part, haven't exactly piled on the majors. That one's off the side of the boot, slews towards the boundary. Do well to keep it in, he does. Throw it in right in front of us here in Filming Footy. In our commentary position. Coach of the Year, you can see him there. Clipboard in hand. Stephen Dodd alongside his assistant coach Gavin O'Brien. Going to work, coming in with a strong tackle and meeting him high, but the umpire deeming Diamond contributed more to the high contact than Schleicher did. Here is Schleicher, he dived on it, got to get it out, ball came out. The tackles go in, Pearson diving after it. That's a nice little flurry of hands, bottom of that pack. They both know they can't be caught on top of it. Umpire was right there, lurking in the reeds. This is a gritty affair. You must be enjoying every second of it in our Filming Footy coverage, live, free and exclusive thanks to Mineral Resources. Jack Moore in commentary. North Pilbara Football League grand final night. Didn't know what was coming, but he went back, Harvey Golding. 67 games with Bustleton. Golding took the mark and he went on quickly. Got to get your kick away quickly. A few of these fleet of foot customers that Dampier possess haven't been able to get out in space. If he can keep it in, he'll be off to the races here, but he couldn't. Boundary umpire's hand went straight up as he steadied to kick. Harrison Crossley just running out of space. Can't be too cross with the Cats if you're a Karratha diehard. They've been well on top in terms of the goal tally, and from the boundary, it's an impossible kick from there. It almost was made possible. That would have set the Karratha crowd alight. Would have heard the cheers in Port Hedlands had that gone through. Kick out of defence from the fullback arc. It's been spoiled out of that contest, off to the races now. He was tackled nicely. Almost gone, and almost out of reach was Colin Skeen, who was off to the races. Corralled nicely by Shand. Free kick on the outer side, meanwhile, it allows Karratha to set their back 6 up. Inside 50 coming for the Sharks. Desperate to open their account before half-time. And looking for the tight and vice-like hands of Ricky Carey on the outside of Todd's pocket over there. Windy Ridge. He asks the crowd just to shuffle back a few spots. A few changes in front of us.
Tell Crouchy I was on the middle. Crouchy on the ball.
And they desperately need a goal. Ricky Carey from the boundary. He's come back into this side this evening. Didn't play in the last game of this final series for the Sharks. When you've got Victor up forward and Langdon there as well, it would be an unlikely goal kicker to get the Sharks on the board. But Ricky Carey has done the job. And when you don't put your chances away, you let the Dampier Sharks hang around. It just takes one kick, an unlikely conveyance. Pickle Rick puts the ball over the goal umpire's hat. The Dampier Sharks are open for business in the 2023 North Pilbara Men's Grand Final. They're on the board. And the rivalry, let the sparks fly at ground level. That's the ignition switch they needed to find, the Dampier Sharks. As they start to circle now. 1-6 the Sharks.
Let's go, Charlie!
2-3 the Cats. With that goal, even though it's approaching half-time and their opening goal of the contest, the margin is only 3 points, and they're taking it out of the centre again, a clearance. But it's picked up by Sal Merry, who will do well to stop prop and take this before he was put to deck. Had his eyes locked on that ever since the kick. Mitchell Salmeri, 264 games for Boddington in the Upper Great Southern Football League. He finds Crunny, who's been good and useful. Just getting into those half spaces. Mark set on 51. Luke Pearson just out of his range. Beautiful spoil coming in to affect the marking contest. Puts the dancing shoes on. Danny Farmer sets it up to the teeth of goals where Wildman was waiting. Ramsey at ground level did his best to get it up. Handball from Wellington. Wellington goes back in. The man in the mask. Corby Wellington. That's a kick with a shade of risk. Back into the middle of the ground, but it did well to find Hopkins, who was all by himself in about 25 metres of space. Cronin diving in after it, just waiting for a chance the ball would fall his way, and he was almost off to the races. There he is, just standing by that footy. In the end, had to pick it up and shovel it back. Lance Jungeen. Jungeen and Skeen have got rhyming names for a reason, because they are the Roadrunners. The rhyming Roadrunners for the Sharks. Just try to get it in their hands with a metre of space, and it'll be a track meet worthy of an Olympic gold medal 100-metre final. Salmeri's kick, an inside 50 for the Cats, looking to answer straight back. First there is Buccalo, gets on the right boot.
Pressure's coming!
It's a nibbler out in front. The pressure is indeed coming, and it was in the form of Salmeri, who laid a tackle, and he'll get back up and he'll win a free kick. 30 seconds of inspiration from Mitchell Salmeri. And don't the Karratha Cats faithful let him know their appreciation. Crunny, who's had a nice few minutes, just tucks it on the arm for a few seconds, runs a few more metres. Turns it over to Gray. Hopkins takes what was on offer, and that was a quick handball over the top. On the wing. Gains about 50 metres, playing in front. Guy Langdon, he's too far out from goal. Karratha have done well to push him outside of his distance. But the man that has stood up and has the only goal of the evening for the Sharks, Ricky Carey's come out. Barrel-chested to meet it, about 48 metres out, directly in front. The unlikely hero, perhaps. It's gone back to the centre circle, and there's a bit of a thought of a quick handball. But Carey's brought out the cannon, and he loads it up towards the teeth of goals.
Lock it in! Repeat! One more! Hardy, get one out!
Just offline.
Hardy, call one back.
Couldn't repeat the dose. We're into time on second term. This grand final is shaping up for what is an epic second half. If you're in the area watching live, free and exclusive on Filming Footy, it'd be wrong not to get yourself down here. Free entry. And a match that is a defensive exhibition. The Sharks not taking their opportunity. 1-7 plays 2-3. A 2-point lead for the Cats. Boundary throw in, outer side. Gee, I'm enjoying this, and I'm sure you are at home. A 40-point gap between both these two sides. The last 2 occasions they played, I just thought that wasn't representative of the game we were bound to get, because these two teams played out a draw earlier this season. And that was more like it between these two sides, that exhibition of footy. The defensive frailties, none to be seen between both sides. The kick inside forward 50, a bit of a one-on-one skirmish, and a kick from the outside of the boot from Crossley. Crossley for the Cats. Something out of nothing for Karratha. The veteran stands up when he's most required. Just as the Sharks were edging themselves back in front with the arm wrestle. Harrison Crossley said, "I'm having absolutely none of that." And he puts through a beautiful roving goal. And if you go back on the Mineral Resources replay, just fell his way. He was quick to sum up everything around him. As we see the wind just pick up and swing around the left of screen. The Sharks will do well to use it. That goal could prove to be decisive if the Sharks can't add a couple more to their tally, as the wind is going their way now. Quick flurry of handballs. It's come the way, and spinning out of trouble, Wildman gets it off to Pearson. G's bumped off at Salmeri, and the tackles are coming in fiercely. Jacko Ramsey was held up. No prior. Umpire yells play on. This one's gone up a notch. Ball just bounces about an inch inside the boundary line, and it finds touch. Players, as halftime approaches, they're going to have a well-deserved Powerade or two. Get a few deep breaths in and reload for the second half of action in the North Pilbara Football League Men's Grand Final. Wind going left of screen. Free kick, Diamond. Be wise to get it on. Was there a hold? Here's a chance. Here's his moment. He's been waiting all first half. And Colin Skeen. That's the first moment of his grand final. Fleet of foot when the ball finds him off hands. You simply don't catch him or lay a glove on the back of Colin Skeen. Impressive from the Sharks. They answer right back, and they're using that breeze now. Really important goal. Margin back to 2 points. What a grand final we have. Not much time left in this second quarter. Goals have been hard to come by, so time on probably won't be as long as we usually have. See an ambulance arrive at ground level in the background. We'll get an update on a couple of injured players. One of them went off with what looked to be a concussion earlier this quarter for Karratha. Meanwhile, it's Pearson in the middle of the ground at Windy Ridge Oval. As the wind picks up, lovely intercept mark coming off his man. Reece Stewart, the vice captain, they call him Raymond. 168 gamer. Stalwart. Skeen. All it takes is a minute, a moment. He's put his name up in lights with that goal, and that little bit of a dance step, bit of dirty dancing from Skeen. But his kick was offline and intercepted. It'll come right in front of us and spill out of bounds. Half-time approaches. Fix yourself up some snacks. Get yourself a couple of beverages. Put this one up on the big screen and enjoy the third and fourth quarter. Second half, if it's anything to be like this first half, a defensive exhibition. Some moments of individual brilliance and still a chance for the Sharks to add to their tally. They were goalless at the halfway mark of this second quarter, and miraculously with a goal in the closing embers. They could have been in front, not to be. That's the first half you could watch over and over again. Fueled up and under lights. The harsh 32-degree sun of the day has given way to what is a picturesque and beautiful setting here at the Dampier Archipelago in the North Pilbara Football League. We've enjoyed a couple of scrumptious entrees in the women's grand final, one by Karratha, and the men's reserves grand final captured in domineering style by Dampier, but this is the main event. And hasn't it lived up to all expectations? A tight affair, not many goals to speak of, but just what you want for a grand final. A 2-point gap at the main break. These players deserve a rest, and I'm sure you do too, because it's been an engrossing watch. At halftime, in the North Pilbara men's grand final of 2023, 2 quarters left, and we're no closer to determining who will be our premier. Karratha Cats 21, Dampier 19. It's a 2-point Cat lead. Thanks to Mineral Resources. You're watching Filming Footy live, exclusive and free.
Now, do we call it a truck, a trailer?
Well, I call it a mobile commentary truck. But look, it's been a great project. We've worked with John Douglas at Dartfish, and to get it to this stage, it was his brainchild. But obviously at Omnibus we have our own CAD drawings, our own intellectual property that we use, and we build buses off the ground. And we're happy to get involved in this project. It's quite exciting, and being football people ourselves, we're really happy to get involved with him.
So we've come in and had a bit of a look downstairs and upstairs, and a lot of the features of this, but more so for the communities out there. We get out there and this top just pops up.
Yeah, look, we're standing in the upper commentary position. We're 4 metres off the ground. We've got an LED screen on the driver's side of the vehicle. What that'll do is display the score, but also give interactive replays during the game. But also down below we've got an interview room for post-game with the coaches and stuff like that. John basically said, look, I need ease of use. So we automated everything, and but the awning, which will be really good because the prevailing winds will come through, but protect you from the elements. So,
tell us about the truck itself. It's got dual cab, so we can get around to a lot of places in it. The comfort's there, like you said, meetings. But this is unique to Omnibus. This is the first of its kind, we say in Australia, but pretty much in the world, isn't it?
So look, John came to us with a drawing on a pie bag.
That's right.
Then we quickly converted it to our CAD drawing system. This project's been going on now for 6 months. Look, we're excited about doing it, obviously with our bus building program and all of our 4x4s that we do, certainly keeping us busy.
Dave, when we get this up and rolling out the door, you're going to come around to a few of the communities with us?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind actually. I've always been a budding commentator myself, but I certainly, with that footy background,
Hope you got your drink. Hope you got a bit of a snack during half time, because it is time to put yourself in front of this game for the second half. The Sharks emerging from the change rooms. The Cats, well, they elected to stay on the field at half time. So we'll see if the Sharks come out of the change rooms a little bit more refreshed. brutal of a first half. These two teams separated only by a couple of points. Last year's decider between the same two opposition went down to a 1-point margin. Do we have something similar in 2023? Live, free and exclusive on Filming Footy. This is Jack Moore, the North Pilbara Football League. All Division brought to you by John Douglas. It's a beautiful night on the Dampier Archipelago here at Dampier Sport Club. You are in for a treat if the first half is anything to go by. These two teams want the premiership. 3 goals to 2. Sharks slightly more wasteful, 7 behind 3. The Cats go into the sheds with that 2-point edge. And the premiership is all to play for, with 2 quarters of this 2023 season left to play.
Come on!
The fans, the players, the coaches, they get themselves up for this. It's been a day which has been attended by more than 3,000 or 4,000 here at Windy Ridge. And making him work for every inch of that mark. It's going to be late in the contest. Clear mark. No need to go on with that afterwards, and rightly so. Taken just inside 50. Fraser Palmer. He's the one that gave away the 50. It's a flurry of handballs. They're not quite sure what to do here. It ends up with Walton from the boundary to get it towards goal. The boundary umpire was working as much as the goal umpire ended up doing. Just a point. And that margin is also just a point. 1 minute gone. Ball already down the ends of the Sharks. Sharks contingent here in voice. Cats fans have travelled the short 15-kilometre journey, 15-minute trip from Karratha. They're here in number. Both these clubs in all 3 grand finals this afternoon. It was a convincing Karratha premiership for the women. And Dampier took home a 35-point win in the reserves. All to play for from a club perspective in this senior men's grand final. Crouch just pops it on the boot, had something in mind. It's going to fall all the way to the back. Don't let Skeen get an inch, he'll take a mile. He had the ball, he was tackled, didn't get a hand to ball, he threw it out. And the man I was warning you about has the footy in hand, Colin Skeen. Go back about 30 seconds or so, the Mineral Resources replay. Skeen just buzzing like a mosquito. Always in the right area at the right time, Skeen, but he just hangs this a little to the left. You see, looks like a pretty noticeable injury here to Karratha player just in front of us. Do our best to see who that is. They're 1 down for the time being. Replacement coming in now.
Come on, can't let that happen.
Lucky because that man Skeen, he was buzzing about. If Palmer couldn't hold on to his chocolates, but he did. Took the mark. Runs on for the 1-2. Won't get it back. Someone in a better position on the ground. Jake Slisher cuts it right back across the ground. Commentary side wing there, Sharon. Coming across was Reece Owen. Lots of experience. 132 games, 135 goals.
Well done, Leroy, holding it up.
In his career for the Tigers in the Great Southern Football League, Augusta Margaret River. Full back in a beautiful mark. Taken, it looks like Guy Langdon might have just put himself behind the ball here. We'll keep a close eye on that. There he is at half back. So their gun goal kicker. First move of this grand final perhaps by Dampier coach Stephen Dodd. He's put Guy Langdon behind the ball.
Well done, Booker! Well
I wonder how that'll pay dividends.
Come on, let's go!
I wonder if Guy Langdon was just caught up the ground. There he is, just slowly jogging and making his way back towards forward 50 now. So perhaps not a coaching move, just a bit of support behind the ball for his teammates. Eyes on it all the way. 2 Dampier men there, but it's kept alive. Almost out of bounds. Boundary umpire put the hand up, but didn't blow the whistle. Looked to be the right call. Ball stayed in. Finds Farmer. 1-on-1. Through the hands. Uncontested mark. A chance for a goal. Handball. Man in a better spot. Ramsey. All the experience. Goal umpires have a chat. Field umpire comes in. It's hit the post. Jackson Ramsey thought he had it. Former Collingwood player. Not to be for the Cats. And it's on our commentary side all of a sudden. On the wing. Lead extends to 2 points. Cats way. We wait for it to open up. It may not do so just yet in this third quarter. Only 5 minutes gone. Short quarters, not many goals. 5 in total. 3 goals to 2. Cats way, but Sharks 2 goals and 9.
One out!
Right contest, doing his best. Bartlam, he got up high. Got the hit out, but he was also dragged down. Finds Walker, who's playing behind the footy tonight. Schleicher gets it on the boot. Slices through that kick, but it's going to be effective enough. Trickling towards the tape.
Stand in then, stand here, where he is.
Might be a throw in or another little bit of a consult between boundary umpire this time and field umpire. The 2 boundary umpires come together. It'll be a free kick just alongside our commentary position, going the way of Ramirez. Back inside the middle of the ground, Cronin. Ramirez, in fact, has 115 games, 68 goals for Arthur Ramirez. So a real lot of experience in the 21 as they come in from all angles, from right angles. The last one there to make sure the ball didn't escape was the captain, Ethan Surrell. Leading from the front, 170 games for the Cats. Scoreboard is correct, so a 1-point margin. 3-4-22. Cats, Sharks 2-9-21. On a knife edge. Still early in the third quarter. 7 minutes gone. Clearing kick inside 50. It's just been smothered, but it's going to come the way. And the mark was paid from Sal Mary. Sal Mary didn't pay it to himself, strangely enough. He played on. Skeen. Just buzzing around the area. They're going to do well to get out of danger here, the Cats, and they're going to clear. Amble Owen, it came the way of Steerett, but he's handed it straight back over. Sharks reload inside forward 50 again. 1-on-1, diving towards the fall of the ball. That is a mark and a half. Fraser Palmer, take a bow.
Come on, man.
And my team list smacked and mixed up for a second there. It's the man who's kicked one, Ricky Kerry, for Dampier Sharks, who took a slips catch about 25 around from goal. He'll line up for his second.
Don't go on too early.
Give the Sharks a 5-point lead.
Lock it in, Nancy. Lock it in.
If he was to be off target, we'd be all level back where we started. As it is, 1-point lead going the way of the Cats. Purposeful approach from Ricky Carey, and boy, you'll hear it from the crowd. Goal umpire just does a bit of a dance across there. Looks like he was in a bit of a ballet rehearsal. Popped the eyes up towards the heavens. And saw the yellow burley floating away to the right hand side. So an inaccurate Sharks, 2-10-22. More than one way to skin a cat, 3-4-22. Nothing in it. And there is the 22. It's all coming up, 22. Brennan Stewart, 20 goals, 11 games, 26 games, 91 goals in total. Sponges targeted Mabel Walker. 26 games for Swan District in the Waffle. Walker has experience in big games. And there are a few big moments yet to come. Might come the way of Junjeen, but busted off it. Slider frame, waiting down. Then fleet of foot, all that experience from the Waffle.
That's what we need, boys. Come on.
A beautiful kick.
Come on, Jake.
The man who has taken it all before him in season 2023, Guy Langdon, vice captain of this Dampier Sharks outfit, 62 goals in 14 games. League leading goal kicker, WA country representative against South Australia country this season. Directly in front, 45 out. Goal umpire barely twitches. Guy Langdon's night begins. It's taken until the third quarter. You can't keep a good man down for long. Langdon gives Sharks the edge. 3-10-28, 3-4-22, the Cats. Sharks up by that Guy Langdon goal. Cats coaching staff, Coach Shane White, will have been pretty happy if you told him at the beginning of this match that Guy Langdon, league sharpshooter, was to kick his first goal of the game 10 minutes into the third quarter, but by doing that, he's given the Sharks the lead. Sent it back over the net, and the Karratha Cats, it's yours to respond to now. You could say it's been a matter of time as they've peppered the points of the Sharks, 10 behinds in this one, but the Cats have been good. Challenge laid at their door.
Come on, boys. Get out of there.
Last two times these sides have met this season, Dampier have won by 40. It's been close early before the Sharks have blown away the Cats late. We did mention at half-time the Cats electing to stay on the ground. Sharks going in the change rooms for their break. They've come out like they've been re-energised by a little bit cool conditions in the change rooms. Free kick given away by Xavier Durkai, who's back out on the field. Good to see. Pikel's play on, so Durkai shifts forward. And Macaulay turned his back on Durkai for a split second. Wouldn't be doing that. Sharp feet, very, very fast, Xavier Durkai. Straight back over his head. It's a bit of kick to kick. Arthur Ramirez. There's Waterbury. Keenan Waterbury. 48 games for Southern District, Northern Territory Football League. Keenan Waterbury. Also on the North Ballarat VFL list in 2017. Told you prior to the game, this one is laden with stars. Experience in droves. It's been showing up tonight for sure. Hard to pick a best on so far. It's been equal effort from both sets of players. Contact on, but quite a hold. It's going to trickle out of the so we'll throw it in. 13 minutes gone. Third quarter. They call it the Premiership quarter. Thanks to Mineral Resources, live, free and exclusive on Filming Footy, North Pilbara Football League. Men's Grand Final for 2023, a 1-point margin this time last year.
Come on, boys.
The margin is only a goal. Riding off the back of this pack. Browning, he's been probably best on for Karratha. Haven't seen too much of Bravington. Hits and spurts effort. All it takes sometimes when you've got a big man like Langdon, he just needs to feel the Sharon or the Burley and WA on his hands. Kicks that last goal for the Sharks, and now he's looking to get amongst it. He couldn't mark it with a fleet of foot from Wildman. He's there again. Can't quite get it back, and the Sharks clear. Gee, a relief as it's in the middle of the ground now. It's not in dangerous quarters. Umpire was going to play hold on the ball, but saw a late handball. Falling straight into his back, Karratha. You just sense, even though it's a goal margin, just need the next goal to get themselves back on level terms. They must have talked about at half-time, how to look after a lead, how to control the Burley, control the footy. And you could just sense that was what they were told to do at every occasion. Play on, maintain possession, had an easy mark option. Set it in front of him and it trickles out of bounds. They invite pressure right back at their door.
Get behind it, get behind it.
Boundary throw in. About 70 around from the Dampier Sharks go. They go to work and smartly done by Durkheim. He left opposition ruckman run forward to get the hit out. Wait at ground level. Kick going forward from the Cats was turned over to Macaulay. Down his vice captain Stewart. Off to the races. Here we go. Hope you bought your ticket. It's a main event. He almost fell over himself with Lance Junjee, and he looked for his teammate. And the equally fleet of foot scheme. It's all in the way of Stewart. Can he find someone? 2-on-1 back there for the Cats. They should have this all sewn up, and they do. Right in front of a keen Karratha Cats. Contingent in the crowd in that forward pocket. Kicks slews off the side of the boot. Can Ryan Hawke make them pay the full price? It's right at the teeth of goals. Just losing his footing at the last possible second was Crouch. Here's Palmer. He can't keep his feet, but he goes in. The ball finds him. He finds the ball. Take your pick. Corby Wellington. He's like the mask of Zorro down there with the headgear. Here's the captain, Jimmy Rhodes. Uses it well. On most occasions, this one wasn't quite a turnover, but it'll fall to the base of that pack. Umpire crosses his chest. He'll throw it up. Dampier looking for a goal which will put a gap in these two. Little inventive from Benjamin Walton, but it was to no avail as the ball was flung on the boot, straight back over his head, came the way of Cronin, boundary line to win. Karratha won a free kick.
He's got to get that. He's got that.
It'll go the other way.
Half back now.
It'll go to Hopkins. And he almost found Langdon. He's like a magnet. He attracts the footy, but he's been well held. Out of congestion. Out of nothing. Junjee. Oh, the ball. Took a bit of a left to right bend in flight.
To go, Hop.
And it almost caught the Karratha Cats defender with his pants pulled down, but
Benny!
luckily just caught the post. It might come back to be a handy point. 7-point gap now. Sharks, Cats look to use the centre corridor, and with one little push, they'll have used it beautifully, but coming out to meet it wasn't that needed from Bravington. But Walton, he beat him to the punch, and he stole his lollies. And from 45, Brennan Stewart goes bang! That brings the belief up a few notches, doesn't it? Going end to end from the D50, where it was the Cats who had a 3-on-1.
Well done, brother. We need the same from them, mate. We need the same.
Taken off of the D50 arc, put all the way down the centre corridor. They went down the highway, And Brennan Stewart, with nobody around him from 45, straightened up, kick truly. And that is the gap on the scoreboard they needed. These Sharks goalless for the opening quarter and a half. And approaching 20 played and time on in the third quarter. They found 4 goals. 4-11-35. A lead of 13 points. The Karratha Cats, well, they don't know what has hit them. It's been a Dampier Sharks storm. And the Cats leaders, led by Captain Ethan Surrell. Gun goal kicker Daniel Farmer. Need a bit of something. It's going to kickstart Bravington. He's been well held. The league best and fairest and De Grey medalist. On ball, and that's a beautiful kick. Finds his target. Wildman looks to pump it inside. Forward 50. It might be a ball up or it might be a mark to the man in front. Either way, Matthew Tan was trying to claim it, but it was never going to be his. He was caught at the back. That's why you've got to play in front. The man in front was Jonty Gray. 44th game tonight for Dampier. They've gone inside at half-time. They've come out with a game plan of running and gunning the footy and running the Cats off their feet, and it's working so far. Three-quarter time can't come quickly enough for these Cats. They look gassed. He's frustrated and a bit angry with himself. Lance Jungeen. All they had to do there was gather and put a little bit of dirty dancing footwork on. He was off to the races. In the ruck is Langdon. He's been well held, but he's given them first use. Skeen round the body. Bit of magic required.
Keelan, let's go! Set up!
Well, the trump cards, they're just coming to the fore for the Sharks. Skeen, Langdon, Rhodes, Jungeen.
Hey? We've got about 8 seconds.
Cats struggling to keep up here. Ball locked inside forward 50 for the time being. Clearing kick. On the menu, on the agenda for the Cats. Get it out of there and get it out of there in a hurry. Reuben Cranney does, but it's going to come straight back over his head. They built a wall. Reece Stewart is the first brick. Teeth of goal, Langdon, like shelling peas. The big man's got another one. He's got a bit of loose flips and a little bit of magic on his fingertips and on the end of his boot. He loved his own work, didn't he, Ricky Carey? Langdon's been the one all season, but Ricky Carey, oh, he loved his own work there. Take a look back on the Mineral Resources replay when you can at home. Had the two hands down by his side, and he was doing a bit of an Irish jig because he knows that's a massive lead now. 19-point gap on the Mineral Resources scoreboard. Karratha have it all at their feet. Came into half-time with a 2-point lead. Again, they stayed out on the ground at half-time. Dampier went inside, dangerous tackle. Excellent umpiring from the umpire of the year, Scott Buckingham, alongside John Cox and Brad Reed in the field. Umpire emergency Ian Merrick this evening. Well, the Sharks have the upper hand. They're looking to run and gun this footy all the way inside forward 50. Beautiful. Fierce, otherwise it was going to be uncontested mark, but it falls to Hopkins. Oh, he went up, but he couldn't come down with it. Langdon looks at the umpire and looks for a get out of jail free card, but he got two hands to it. Running on top of the ground is an understatement right now. Karratha look like they're running in jelly. 23 and a half gone. The three-quarter time siren can't come quickly enough to reload, to regroup before it gets a bit too ugly. because right now it's all Dampier Sharks. It's all green and gold. And the captain, Jimmy Rhodes, loads up towards goal. Captain's goal that would have pushed it to a 25-point lead heading into three-quarter time and would have made it very hard indeed. Jimmy Rhodes, 213 games, 109 goals, would have added his 110th, and gee, wouldn't it have been right on time. Karratha is getting sucked like a moth to the flame around contest.
Fucking Artie drop! Artie drop!
A few Sharks players
Artie drop!
noting that
Go one more
and just
round!
leaking out the back of stoppage, and it's come out the back on a few occasions, blocking the right contest. The Cats look tired, a little bit leggy. Free kick in the ruck to Bartlam, pushes it deep, long, two hands to it, follow-up tackle was nice. Langdon, if he's not going to mark it, he's going to follow up with effort. He wraps the jaws of life around the opponent. Gee, the kick comes towards the boundary. How's the umpire going to read this? He's not going to have a decision to make because Ryan Hawke takes it with him. 172 games for Ryan Hawke, 78 goals in those. We tick beyond 25 minutes. Can't be much time left now. Karratha. Gee, what a goal would be on the three-quarter time siren. Just to give them a little bit of hope going into three-quarter time. The handball misses the target. Slung down on three-quarter time. A little bit of over-frustration going the way of the Dampier Sharks. In that contest, they couldn't get it forward. But what a quarter it was. Halfway through the second quarter, they were goalless in this North Pilbara Men's Grand Final. But at three-quarter time, they've held Karratha goalless in that third quarter, and they've opened up a 20-point gap. 5-12-42, Cats 3-4-22. At halftime, we were no closer to knowing the winner than before we started. We saw in the reserves, Dampier put on an exhibition in the premiership quarter and went on to capture the reserves flag. Have we just seen the same in the third quarter of the seniors? It's yet to be told, but at three-quarter time, the Sharks have the break. They're making every poster winner, and the Karratha Cats need a fix, and they need a solution in a hurry. They go to their huddles. The North Pilbara Football League has one more quarter of action for season 2023. And as we head there, the Sharks have a 20-point gap, one quarter to play.
Make sure you come off. So give a drink, come off. Don't Anyone can really.
One more quarter. That's all that is left in the North Pilbara Football League men's competition for season 2023. And at 3/4 time,
The more this goes, the more they're going to roll with dice, boys. So it's got to be
domination
big punch forward.
of the third quarter from the Dampier Sharks on their home deck.
And they're just going to start going big punches.
They've established what looks to be a margin that could win them this grand final.
Those kids on the gun over there.
Come on, J-Bass! Come on, Balls!
But Karratha, this team, they will not go away.
Get him going, Benny!
Dampier looking to go back to back to back. It's only been done twice before in North Pilbara Football League history. Only one team has won 5 premierships in a row. Can Dampier join Karratha Falcons and Port Hedland Rovers as the only teams to have won 3 in a row? At 3/4 time, they are well on their way. An early goal in this 4th quarter. And you sense that they would believe they would almost be there, but it might just be a goal that would give Karratha some belief as the level might drop from the Sharks. Either way, Karratha desperately need the opening major of this 4th quarter. What a game we've had. A defensive slog in the opening half. Dampier Sharks getting well on top in that 3rd quarter, and a quick clearance from Rhodes falling the way of Karratha. It's been juggernaut. That might fall to ground level where Karratha are ever dangerous, but it gets all the way to the back. Stewart flying from the front. Skeen couldn't quite put his hands on the ball, and out come the Cats. Dampier went end to end late in that 3rd quarter. Can the Cats do the same? They really need to. Cullerton's got something in mind. He looked up and he stopped, propped. And picking it up nicely off the bootlaces, Schleicher going towards forward 50. He ducked inside. He weaved a magical web. Harrison Crossley has said we're not done yet. And he's dragged the Karratha Cats back into this decider.
Come on, Bussy! Come on, Wolves!
They get 5 goals, that means you have
3 goals against Dampier in their qualifying final loss. That was by 40 points. It was looking to be heading that way 3/4 time with a lead of 20. But Crossley, well, not on his watch. Margin back to 14. It would be just, it would be right. If this season, after all we've seen and the achievements of North Pilbara as a region across Western Australian football, that the main event of the North Pilbara Footy League would go down to the wire in front of a crowd of, was expected about 3,000. We look around to see probably at least that, perhaps maybe 4,000 or 5,000 packed in. This league where players and coaching staff, fans from all walks of life join to unite a community and unite a region under the spirit of football. This game has been played the right way. It's been tense, it's been fierce when it's needed to be, but both these teams, they desperately want a grand final premiership to put on their resume. Players have been throwing themselves in over that Burley since the umpire first threw it up. And the ball this time is bouncing the way of Karratha, met in a Dampier sandwich as Daniel Farmer here was stopped. Nathan Bravington, league best and fairest, he was trips. Lost his ball. Roll the eyes and go short. Clean take. Sao Mary was dealt with afterwards. Umpire didn't see enough for a free kick. Farmer did the body work early. And he'll go back to put his stake in the ground. A determined look in the eyes of Daniel Farmer. 141 goals in 69 games. 36 goals in 15 games in season 2023. No bigger a moment than right now! If you question these Karratha Cats at three-quarter time, shame on you. This is a club, a proud club, who knows how to win grand finals. The most successful club in North Pilbara Football League men's history. Dampier Sharks going for back-to-back-to-back flags. The Cats look to stand in their way. They've first 2 goals of this fourth quarter. They've closed it to an 8-point gap. Free kick, dangerous tackle. Ben Crouch, middle of the ground here at Windy Ridge. Fans in equal voice, equal number. Hopkins looking to propel the Sharks forward for a settler. Those bright boots stand out like beacons. Looking towards Junjeen, who's still there, he's over it. He puts the don't argue hand straight out, and he was told where to go. Fraser Palmer wasn't letting go. And the Cats veteran of 164 games put him down, and the Cats are away. They're off to the races.
Who's coming on, Benny?
The belief is up, and isn't belief a wondrous thing in footy? Mitch McGivern couldn't hold on, and it's over the back. Pressure comes in from all angles, but he's dancing out of the trouble. And the black boots, who's first to this one? Play on umpire said ball was touched off the boot. He claimed the footy like he thought it was a mark. Set upon immediately. Jaws clamped on him. 7 minutes gone. Mineral Resources bring us the North Pilbara Football League Grand Final. Don't go anywhere, folks. This one's going right down to the wire. Strong tackle. Nathan Bravington came in, but he couldn't wrap him up. It's a battle of force, a battle of wits. These two sets of players know that this is it. It's a long summer ahead. And there's about 20 minutes of game time left to make yourself a hero, to step up and make every moment yours. Bravington is stepping up in this fourth quarter. He's got a clearance to tackle there. Off the deck from the captain, Surrell. It's on forward 50 for the Cats. Scurried up, he arched the back, and he put it offline. Jacob Schleicher, that would have cut the margin to 2, and you would have heard the Karratha Cats contingent all the way in Port Hedland.
Come on, Ryder, get it back now, get it back.
7-point gap. Mineral Resources scoreboard. Jack Moore with you, enjoying it, loving it. Cats pushing it back into the teeth of goals. And they've been repelled, at least on this occasion. Jackson Ramsey just over his head. Victor's kick. Langdon's mark. As the best full forwards do, pushing up the ground to half back and really taking a pressure relieving mark when their team needs them the most. Baker. Stringing a few uncontested marks together now. Jungeen. Back through the middle. Opens up all options. The But the kick was over the head of Stewart. Goodness gracious. Piling into an unmanned goal. Just needed to gather the footy. Escorts the footy out and throw it in the inside, just in front of our commentary position. Wasn't that last goal of Jed White something to behold? It's closed the gap to 7. It was 8 at the time. Behind added to the Cats after that. Inside 50 from Walker. They spoil themselves. It's going to go towards goal. It might be through. Colin Skeen, they didn't check their back pockets, and Skeen jumped out of him. He's putting his name up for best on ground, Colin Skeen. Like a thief in the night. He popped up out of the turf like Diglett. And just settles the nerves of some in green and gold. This might just be their year after all. 10 minutes gone. It feels like longer. Already had 3 goals in this fourth quarter, so we'll tick past 25 minutes, you'd think. Clearance from Pearson. Kick inside forward 50. Smith coming to meet it on the lead. One way, the other way. Farmer kicked that inspirational goal a few minutes ago. Taken around the collar. Free kick, definitely there. Sharks to repel. Just breathe out a little bit. Have a quick drink of water, but get right back into this one.
Go on! Yeah!
Put the hand out. You can't do that in the grand final. Xavier Durkay, he was looking to take on the game. Right idea, wrong execution. Michael Hopkins pinned him. They're a goal or 2 away from glory, the Sharks. And the Cats, well, they're a goal or 2 away from turning this into a real scrap in the last 10 minutes. A game that seesawed, and the margin is the result of a 10-minute patch in that third quarter. The Sharks stepped up and put the score on the scoreboard. The Cats have got to go end to end if they want the next one here. Short, sharp kicking required. Pinpoint accuracy on the menu. Love that mark, all the way up the ground, and beautifully taken, Reece Owen. And a cat in between 2 Sharks, if you don't mind. He went up and he came down, fleet of foot, sprung up, looked towards South Mary. Pinned up straight away, great tackle, Corby Wellington in the face mask. On the bottom of that pack, he picks himself up. Every hit out, every handball. So vital. And he stole his lollies. Took it off him, Cronin, and put it towards forward 50, where Maver Walker comes out and takes a beautiful contested mark. Strong. They've lost their men here, the Cats. And it's gone all the way through, but it's touched.
Got a man up now!
Just hit the hands. An extra metre gliding on this slight breeze. That would have been a goal and a 20-point margin restored. Macaulay went up, but he couldn't bring it down. Wanted himself a Mineral Resources mark of the night. 13 and a half minutes gone. 14 points lead Sharks. Make no mistake, anyone's game. One nicely in the ruck, too big, too strong, Langdon. Ground level, he pretty much just bashed the ball out of his hands. And waiting for it was Bartlam, puts the Jets on. sees the big sticks, loads up and puts through the goal of the night. And doesn't he love it? Joey Bartlam, that could just be the clincher for these Dampier Sharks. Joel Bartlam has just set the grand final alight. Little bit of speed, little bit of a step. Tunnel vision for goals. And he pinned the ears back and hit it out of the sweet spot. And he said to Karratha, well, if you're going to stop us from going back to back to back, you're going to have to kick 4 unanswered goals with about 8 to 10 minutes left. Are you good enough?
Come on, look at his head! Caught him!
How's Crouch getting over the footy, winning a tough, hard ground ball get, and he's met high from Rhodes. They can taste it on the ocean breeze. They can sense it, and they can smell it. The Dampier Sharks, so hard to win one grand final, let alone back to back. 10 minutes away from going back to back to back. A goal here might just settle the affair. If they can't get it, they've got to just snap it if it comes clear, but they've just got to make sure they hold it in the teeth of goals. And ever dangerous in this situation. Bolton is down there, so is Skeen. At the back, the ball through! He found a gap where there wasn't one! Field umpire and goal umpire come together. Aaron Victor wheels off in celebration. There's a momentary confusion. Aaron Victor has the goal. And Dampier Sharks might just be the victor in this grand final. A couple of back-to-back goals.
See you on the scoreboard, Nancy.
Found space, but there wasn't any. Saw the footy, put it on his boot. And in the aftermath of that goal, free kick back in the middle. The Cats haven't realised, and it could be parting time, and Dampier pop the champagne, get it off ice. The Sharks are doing more than circling. They're attacking with ferocity, and they're going back to back to back. James Rhodes, the captain, with the latest goal. A famous victory for a famous club on home turf. These celebrations will go well into the night. The green and gold know they've got it, barring a miracle. What a start to this fourth quarter. The Cats showed they were right up for this fight, but the margin is 32, and with 17 and a half gone in this final term, it looks like an unassailable one for the Cats to claw their way back. Golding. Forward thrust again. Looking to add a couple of cherries on top of this impressive cage now, the Sharks. No chance to do it there. He bit off a bit more than he could chew. Joel Bartlam, he probably knows that his goal was the one that has sealed the deal and that the margin is too great to overcome. So he's just letting his opponent know a bit about what's happening here at Windy Ridge Dampier Sports Club. A famous league and a famous club about to secure something that is rarely seen in footy. Not before Benjamin Walton just stopped in his tracks. And Karratha need 6 goals in 6 minutes. Unlikely, well, it would be a miracle. Metropolitan, those back-to-back goals. And that inspirational goal from the boundary from Bartlett has sealed the deal for the green and gold Sharks. What a day it's been at Windy Ridge. The high fives are up on the bench. They pretty much know that premiership glory is right around the corner. Cronin tries to take on about 6 Cats. He couldn't get through. Beautiful tackle and wrapped up. Junjeen did beautifully off the deck, and it's moving towards forward 50 again. Can he keep it in? The goal kicker extraordinaire. That's what they're going to be calling Joel Bartlett. He might have a week off work, and well deserved. His play, the big ruckman, he gathered it on this near side, just inside forward 50, in the ears though. Set sail for home as Bravington gets a clearance out. The Cats, time is running out. Here's the man of the moment, Bartlett. His kick inside, finds Stewart. All the way down, but slipping at the most crucial time. Cats resist for now. Wellington is up to meet it on his commentary side. Mineral Resources, filming footy, live free and exclusive. Men's Grand Final in the North Pilbara Football League, a strong mark. Guy Langdon has pushed himself behind the footy, can you believe? The goal kicker extraordinaire umpire says, I'm not buying that. Get the ball on, Guy, so he does. Over the head.
Keep going, team!
Of all but one of them back there on defensive 50, the Cats look to repel. Play on now at all costs. They're unaware of how much longer is left, but Jolie Bartlett has put himself and his club up in lights. Here's Stewart.
Let's go. Get him now, get him. Come on.
Macaulay. And they're off. They've got about 3 or 4 metres of space ahead of their direct opponents. Buccalow from 40! Let the celebrations officially commence.
Yeah, coming. Okay. I need someone. There's 4 on the bench. 3.5.
Dampier Sharks are creating history on this beautiful and picturesque evening, joining Karratha Falcons and Port Hedland Rovers as the only teams to have won 3 North Pilbara men's grand finals in a row. And they've taken one step closer to matching South Hedland's feat of 5 premierships in a row between 92 and 96. It will require 2 more seasons of brilliance to equal that feat. But they can celebrate, they can savour, they can smell, they can taste back-to-back achievements. A special team in a special part of the world. Margins opened up to 48 points. 40-point gap the last 2 times these 2 sides have met. It's close early. Mark inside 50 now for Reese Owen. Can the Cats go home with a consolation? They've been taken care of in the last 6 or 7 minutes. The Sharks piling on 4 unanswered goals. The Cats have cut the margin back to 12. Full of run to finish this game. Hopkins down on the outer wing, it's Brennan Stewart. Why not go for a Harlem Globetrotters goal to finish off this one? Standing in their way. On this occasion, there's no goal on this forward for us. We tick towards 23.5 minutes. Probably still 3 or 4 minutes of game time to really live it up out there. Not often you know your premiers with 4 or 5 minutes left on the clock. Quick kick towards the teeth of goals. Came in from Jungi. Fell on the lap of Ricky Carey when Guy Langdon was quiet and well held in the first half. Ricky Carey was the one to open the Dampier Sharks account in the goal tally. And could he be the one to put the exclamation mark on a flag? Well won. Ricky Carey signs off on a season that'll end with the Dampier Sharks being crowned kings of the archipelago and princes of the Pilbara. They take their place on the throne. Unequalled in these parts over the past 3 seasons. And when it goes your way, it goes your way. As day has turned into night, the Sharks have started to circle. And they can now call it theirs. They knew they had it won with 5 minutes to play. But as the kids, the support staff, the reserves team come running on to celebrate their heroes, their icons of back-to-back-to-back premierships, and the coaching staff congratulate each other down below us. And they wander on to their home deck at Dampier Sports Club. A premiership well won, final margin 44 points. It doesn't tell a true story of what was a tough first half. A 2-point halftime lead for Karratha. Dampier struggling to even kick their first goal. That came halfway through the second quarter. But none of that matters now. The history books don't tell you how you win a flag. They only tell you that you have. Led by Captain James Rhodes and Vice Captains Reece Stewart and Guy Langdon. Coach of the Year, Stephen Dodd. And Assistant Coach, Gavin Bryan. This Dampier Sharks club and this team, well, they can be summed up in one word: inspirational.
Sharks and Cats, make your way over, please. Sharks and Cats, make your way over to the stage.
Enjoy a lazy Sunday. Football League is built on people who run it so successfully and contribute their time.
Alright. Yep. Kenton Smiler, if you are here, mate, we've got your wallet. Come and see us. Otherwise, you shout in the bar.
will join up with our MC very, very shortly indeed. Big thank you to our filming footy production crew behind the scenes, led up by Tommy and Hills, and our team bringing all the announcements. John Douglas.
Thanks for the beers, Cannon.
Right, I'll just jump into it. Again, well done to the Sharks on another premiership this year for the league team. In terms of the umpires this year, it has been a fantastic role again for me to take this on. Both teams I've really noticed, and I really want to thank the Cats team this year, because the Cats team have been a standout team, coming up and speaking to us and shaking our hands after every game and getting around us. Commiserations to you guys tonight. It was a close game for a lot of it there, and they sort of got away on you in the end. I'm hoping you can come back and put that same sort of spirit in there and take it up to them next year. I'm still chasing that draw. I'd love a draw at the end of the year. For tonight though, I want to bring up my umpires. It is hard umpiring, especially these league matches. The league matches has a lot of scrutiny on it. You can understand tonight there was a heap of scrutiny. Old mate up the back here is likely upset as well. If someone's unhappy, I was one of those people. The best thing you can honestly do is come and join the fray. Come and join us. Let us know what can go on. I like to be that open book, but more importantly, we want to grow the numbers here in the NPFL. So if you think you can do a better job, once again, come and see me. Come and see us. Let's be a part of it, because I get a lot of enjoyment out of umpiring, and I dare say you will too if you're to step into those roles. So I suppose before I call them up, I want to thank all the umpires I have had today. I feel like they've all done an outstanding job throughout the season. They've represented us well. It's been great to get them in, week out. Obviously they don't always please everyone, but it is a hard job, and it other than pleasing ourselves, quite often it's not very rewarding. One other note before I get right into it, I wouldn't be an aspiring politician if I didn't note it, but I have nominated for local council, so if anyone wants to put me down for a vote this year, that would be fantastic. But I'll start off with my boundary umpires. Thank you very much for tonight, boys. So I'll get up Kobe, George, Brody and Angus. A couple of my stalwarts for the goals throughout the year. Buddy's been fantastic, and so has Harley. Come on up, boys. Buddy and Harley. And then for the league tonight, we had this year's Golden Whistle winner Brad Reeve umpiring. We also had last year's Golden Whistle winner in Scott Buckingham umpiring, and we had John Cox there as well, with Ian Monk as our emergency. So thank them as well.
Okay, thanks umpires very much. Very good game tonight. Commiserations to Cat, fantastic job all season. You finished second, you did very, very well. You hardly got beaten all year. To the Cats, well done. To the Sharks, 3 in a row. I'd like to call up Stephen Dodd to bring up his team. Can you just put your cans in that? I'll give you 2 microphones. One's to be televised and one's just for the crowd, okay? You can stand close to that.
Just name them all, don't have to speak yet, or at the end. Righto, done. Number 1, Crouchy. Oh, that's wise, number 2, Benny Walton. Number 3, Hawkey. Number 5, Reece Stewart. Number 6, Jack Cronin. Number 7, Leroy. Number 8, Lancey. Number 9, Hopkey. Number 10, Adzi. 11, Ricky. Number 12, the bus. 13, Bugger. 14, Booker. 15, Jolie. 16, Cole. Another one. 17, Sunshine. 18, Miva. 19, Kanan. 21, Artie. 22, Monkey. 23, Bates. A runner for the day, Bryn. And where's Scotty else? Scotty, come out here, mate. Best on ground, the Rezzies. What a legend. And the skipper, he's 200s. James Rose, number 4. Just like to thank everyone for coming out tonight and supporting us. I really appreciate it. Bad luck to the girls. I know they'll be disappointed, but a massive effort making the grand final for the first time. To the Rezzies boys as well. Really gave us a lift, you guys knocking them off. You hadn't knocked them off all year, so that was an awesome effort. Triple-double. First time, especially this club's ever done it, and I beg to differ if it's ever been done before. To the Cats guys, you know, you've been a great side all year, and yeah, obviously come up short tonight, but yeah, get back on the horse and yeah, give it another crack next year. To all our supporters, yous are amazing. Yous always, you know, bring so much noise and enthusiasm. So stoked to be coaching this great footy club, and you know, to have some success. Special shout out to my boys that come up from Perth to watch the game for us. All my family, everyone, all the players' families and stuff. They sacrifice a lot for us to do what we do, and this is as much theirs as it is ours. All right, so thank you.
Before we hand over the flag and the cup, I'd like to get one of our umpires, Brad, up to award the best and fairest today. It's to Joel Bartram.
Oh, thank you.
Is this the one? Yep.
I'd just like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. All the this is a bit awkward. everyone that's helped out the club, you know, the past 3 years have been unreal. And a wise man once said something up on this stage. Thanks for coming, and thanks for coming.
To Rory, Marty, Keggers and the fellas, I know there's nothing I can say to make it better, but cracker game, cracker year, and I'm sure he'll be here again next year. Have a great weekend. I'm sure there's Willie Fraser's lurking around, and we'll see you next year. To our club, going back 4 years ago, we won one game and finished bottom. To now losing 2 games in 3 years and 3 premierships later, that's pretty amazing, and it's a true testament to everyone off the field that's helped out this great club. So thank you guys so much. It makes our job easy just turning up and play footy. To our supporters, loyal supporters, we're really, really happy to be able to give you some success. You know, it's been a good last few years. You know, 27 years ago, yeah, I fucked that one up, but anyway. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Ripper club, Ripper 3 years. Let's get into it. Come on!
To remember, back to back they go. Dampier Sharks. The club has risen from the ashes, and it's been because of these men.
Thanks everybody for coming tonight. Please don't drink and drive, and please drive very safely. Thank you.
Premiership coach Stephen Dodd, the coach of the year in the MPFL, and Premiership captain James Rhodes, best on ground 15 Joel Butler.
Well done.
And a true team effort from players, coaches, trainers, fans, juniors, and volunteers. Karratha Cats were the grand finalists and a brilliant season in their own right. Well, what a day it's been in the North Pilbara football league. A place that's isolated, but a place with such gifts and such scenery and a beautiful it's been a grand final day for the ages and hosted by Dampier Sharks. Live, free, exclusive, home-feeling footy. We hope you've enjoyed every single moment. I'm Jack Moore on behalf of our camera staff and production crew, and thanks to Mineral Resources. Signing off from the Northern Pilbara Football League season 2023. It's the Dampier Sharks Day. They will party long into the night.